Welcome back to the Derek Loudermilk Show. This is the 5 levels of abundance. Today, we're going to be talking about money, but in a new way that you've never thought about before, because we've all been around money our whole lives, and we all use it as a medium of exchange. And remember, abundance in this context is being able to do what you need to do when you need to do it. So what I want you to do is to shift your thinking about what money is. So if you can imagine a dollar bill or whatever currency you use, that is called currency. That's fiat money. But then there's also obviously cryptocurrencies, crypto digital assets. There's gold and silver. There's other types of money, physical and digital money. But I want you to start thinking about money like you think about electricity, as in a single dollar is a single electron. It's a flow of energy. And the economy can be thought of like a circuit board. And the central banks and the central planners are controlling the flow of money through the government, through the economy, through the whole world, like an engineer would control the flow of electrons through a circuit board. You can actually move trillions of dollars around an economy if you simplify it down to thinking about it like electricity. So what does that mean for you exactly? So let's think about electrons. When you want to power your washing machine, when you want to power an electric car, you're needing a certain number of wattage. You need a certain amount of electricity to make the thing happen. And those electrons go to work and they put their energy out and you get clean clothes or you're getting moved from here to there in your car. And these electrons, just like money, is going to go out there and do a task for you. So you need to have the intention, right? What's the money going to go out there and do for you? You're going to be getting used to directing money like an engineer, but also like a general, right? A general is directing his troops to go and accomplish a mission. So that's what your money is going to be doing. You're directing it like electrons. You're directing the flow using different mechanisms in your control, and you have the intent to accomplish a specific thing. Now, this is why gratitude when you're paying your bills is so important, because your money is just doing what you're wanting it to do. So you're directing your money. Let's say you're investing, you're directing the money to go do a specific thing. When you're paying for your Netflix subscription, you're directing the money energy to go do a specific thing. We think of money in these discrete sort of, here's $1, here's $10, these discrete units, but really the whole thing is think of it more like a field, even an electromagnetic field. Because when, let's say, the Federal Reserve decides to print $4 trillion more dollars, which has happened in the last year, you've expanded the fiat currency units, right? There's more currency units, but there's not necessarily more wealth or ability to do things with that, make things happen. Remember, abundance, make things happen when you need them to. So when there's more money in the system, it doesn't necessarily mean that there is more ability to make things happen. So when central banks are printing more money, they're just creating, let's say, a bigger circuit board for the amount of energy, the electrons that exist, the money units, the wealth units that exist, to be more dispersed. So that's why it's going to be really important for you as they start diluting the system, as there's more and more, governments globally are printing more and more money. So that's diluting and diverting money from your own source. And it's making it harder for you to direct it to accomplish something. So you're also going to need to be flexible with having more money coming in. So if you're an entrepreneur, being able to raise your price. If you're a salaried employee, you need to be able to charge more, right? Because let's say restaurants are now forced to pay $40 an hour instead of $15 an hour for their waiters. Well, what does that mean for the $40 an hour engineer? Well, they certainly need to be charging more because they're doing theoretically a more valuable skill. But here's where our analogy of electricity comes in. You need a way for the money, electricity, to get to you. You need a vehicle. So that may mean launching a new offering in your business, right? You need the money to be able to flow in the circuit without resistance towards you so that you can redirect it out to accomplish things. And ideally, you want some sort of superconductor, some sort of big cable that doesn't have any resistance in it, right? There's no, you're charging the right prices, right? You're not letting your own personal doubts and your imposter syndrome cause resistance in the flow of the current of money. So make sure you have a vehicle for money to come in that doesn't have any resistance. Remember, that's what light is. When you run current through a filament and it powers a light bulb, it's actually the resistance that's giving it off. So you want a totally clean flow of the money energy coming in. And then think about it like, you're directing it out, right? A friend says, hey, I've got this cause, will you donate to it? And you send $100 their way. You send it to go transfer your abundance. You're sending those currency units, those electrons of money to go accomplish a task for your friend. You're essentially directing abundance their way. And so you're like the president, you're the commander in chief. You're choosing where to point your money. And as you do it with gratitude, because it's doing what you need it to do, then you continue the flow of the energy. So the last thing I want to say about money is that regardless of how you feel about it, if you had a lot of it growing up, if you didn't have much, if you've got issues with money, if you have a hard time charging enough, if you spend a lot on credit and you don't save well, or if you're a really good saver, or if you just want to invest, or if you want to take risk, all of these things, we can get caught up with what money is. And I want you to remember that money itself is neither bad or good. It is a tool. It is just as valuable as the other levels of abundance that I've talked about. It's just as valuable as ideas and barter and gifts and all of these other things. And don't eliminate money because it feels better, or because it feels more spiritual, or because you have some personal hangups. Clean up those hangups and make sure you can use money, because on this planet, we are still, this is the predominant form of exchange and bringing abundance to people. So while you're training up the different aspects of abundance, look at how you can improve your ability to use money to do what you need to do when you need to do it as well. All right, so your takeaway from today is to think about money as an electrical field that you can direct in any direction you choose to accomplish what you want it to accomplish. Thanks so much for listening. Now it's your turn to go out there and be abundant.